This is a Master's Tale 1. This is part of a series of talks on information about BDSM, bondage and sadomasochism. And I'm going to deal with the categories of players. I'm dealing primarily with same-sex players, in this particular case, male to male. But these categories are reciprocated across the wider BDSM community in the Western world. The other people, where the players are either binary, different genders, or mixed, follow the same kind of lines, in that the broad groups which make up the BDSM communities are basically the same. I'm going to give a series of statistics, and those statistics should be treated as guidelines to the different sizes of groups. They shouldn't be taken as definitive, because although I've done a great deal of reading on the subject and have many years of experience, they're validated by my experience, but I'm quite sure that there's the great book, the definitive book of BDSM is yet to be written. And maybe it never will be. So, I call myself Master. Let's talk about the 4 groups I'm going to talk about. The first is, there's a great confusion between 2 of the principal groups that make up the BDSM same-sex scene. And, as I say, this will apply also to swingers. They are subs and slaves. The other 2 categories are masters and tops. Each group here, each pair, is obviously related to the other, and often one starts with one category and morphs into the other. There could also be a morphing between groups. And in one sense, there always is. But that's a much more complicated subject, which we'll deal with in later talks. So, the groups. The largest by far are subs, e.g. submissives. In the research I did in early 2002, when I had a transatlantic assignment to take a sub from London in bondage to the United States, I did a great deal of research on the subject after only being a master since 1999. So I was fairly green, and to be honest, very skeptical about what I'm told, and therefore to having the ability to differentiate between fantasy and reality. This is an area, of course, where fantasy is ramped and hyped, both in image and in aspiration, which is often not completed or acted upon in reality. So, the statistics. 90% or so of players in BDSM were subs. Around 5% are tops. And around 1% are masters. And I think it's considerably less than 1%. And of subs, only about 10% of subs ever experience or take part in slavery, which is a completely different kind of relationship. So there's a kind of multiple of 10. You could say there are 10 times as many subs as tops, and there are 10 times as many tops as masters. That gives you some idea of the proportions, and hopefully in my experience, I found that actually that is very much the case. But you might find otherwise, but it wouldn't be radically different.